We are back on the Hampton Road Show, and school's out, so of course it is the perfect time to take a road trip, pack up the car, get the kids, go out on that family vacation. Don't mess with the airlines. Boy, it's gotten tricky to fly these days with kids, but inevitably when you drive, you're going to hear, "Are we there yet?" from the back seat. Artie Hill from Healthy Families Partnership is here to give us a few tricks on how to keep our kids entertained on these long car rides. And I mean, when you're talking about the long car rides, sure, folks will say, we'll just put it in a movie. So many of the vehicles have the screens, or you have a portable DVD player, they have their little device, but when it's over, then what?
Right, and then what if it breaks?
Yeah.
Which happened to us last year before we went on our road trip. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And then I was like,
what did we used to do?
Yeah, what did we used to do? So one of the things we did was, my daughter loves to read. We went to the library and got, of course, books to read in the car, but then we also got the books on tape.
Yeah.
And I had always listened to them when I'm traveling alone, because, you know, the radio gets boring and you need to stay awake. But I had never thought about doing it with the kids until the DVR thing broke.
Right.
And so it was really cool and interesting. They really enjoyed it. And for the boys and the family, you know, my husband and my son, who are not the big readers like we are, they really got into them too. I mean, there was a point where they didn't want to get out of the car. It was like, oh, what's going to happen next? So they're really good to do. And you can get them from the library and, you know, rent them and save your money. It's wonderful.
Is it a cassette, a CD?
They have both.
Either one?
We have CD, but they have books on tape and books on CD.
That's
so you
great.
can, so
because,
it's wonderful.
I mean, you know, not everybody does have, I mean, a portable DVD player can be expensive, and, you know, not everybody has that. So That's right.
But also, everyone can enjoy it, even the driver, because if you have something on the screen, I can't see it. And so sometimes they're acting and they're doing something and you need to see that for a movie. But with a book on tape, you're just engaging your mind and you're able to picture in your mind what's happening, and everyone can enjoy it. And then the kids will hear a phrase or words that they are not familiar with, and so then that opens up a whole another conversation. So we've really enjoyed it. That's one of the things that we do. But also, as soon as we get in the car, I know a lot of people do the Find the State game. Yeah. And we used to always just, you know, print out a list of the states. And now I print out a list of a blank map of the United States. And so when we see the states, then they color the state in.
Which takes longer.
It takes longer, and then it doesn't have, now on this road trip, it's not going to have the name of the states on it. So they have to find the states and figure out where the states are, and that's good review for them. Yeah. Because, you know, my son's a rising 5th grader, and they talked about states last year, and my daughter's going to be in 4th grade this year, and so it'll be a good heads up for her as well. To be able to look up that information and figure out where we are, you know, Virginia, D.C., Maryland. That's easy, but when you get to some of those other states, it's like, ooh.
It's a little bit challenging.
It is. It is. So that entertains them and keeps them straight. And I also bring along an atlas. It has just 2 pages of information. It has the map on one side of the state, and then just some brief facts about the state on there as well. So this time we'll be reading about the states and some capital information and things that that state is known for. So when they're older like that, you can really use it as an educational tool as well.
All right, so what happens when inevitably even the best children, the most angelic little halos over their heads, will start to bicker a little bit in the back seat? How do you break those things up?
Right. Well, you know, I've talked about it before, but we have the game of whose day is it, and I always fall back to that.
Oh yeah.
So today is the 23rd, so it's Devin's day, and so anything that happens today, if they can't agree on it, it's like, oh, okay, Devin, it's your day. You get to pick. Yeah. And so it may not. Someone's going to be unhappy if it's not their day, but you know what? Tomorrow
is their day.
That's right. Tomorrow would be that person's day. And so it's fun for them. And this is a long road trip. So, you know, everyone will have a day. Right. And so, you know, you have to come up with a plan if you've got more than 2 kids, obviously. But, but that works for me. And so just kind of figure it out. It's an easy thing to do.
All right. It is easy. I've enacted that one in my house. It helps a lot. If you want more information, you can contact the Healthy Families Partnership on their website, hampton.gov/healthyfamilies, or you can call them at 727-1300 and have a great trip.